everyone, and welcome to another Into the Void Real Review. This time we are reviewing Death of a Unicorn, another film straight out of A24 Studio. This movie stars a lot of big-name actors: Jenny Ortega, Paul Rudd, Will Poulter, Tia Leone, to name a few. It has a premise locked behind a unicorn that may not be readily prevalent. It has some surprises up its sleeve, which I really like. To get into it would mean I would be getting into spoiler territory, and I don't want to do that. Make no mistake, this is a dark comedy through and through. It ventures eerily into the same league as The Monkey, but is much more successful in blending both tones of comedy and drama together into a more cohesive package.
It kind of felt like it was showing me something. I get this feeling I don't think we're supposed to be here.
The writing's better, and when coupled with the acting from a cast that you know can really swing it out of the park, it just makes for a much more entertaining experience. Ironically enough, Paul Rudd's not the standout here, but Will Poulter, who has really come to make a name for himself in the last couple of years. Paul Rudd is still good as Elliot, the much maligned dad to Jenny Ortega's Ridley, who is the pimpled teenager in the midst of dealing with hormones and sporting a nose ring for that good goth girl effect.
And they care about a lot of things, not just pharmaceuticals.
Fine, I will sit there and smile.
They have a good father-daughter dynamic that is believable and isn't just cookie-cutter in nature. I really appreciated the realness of their relationship. She doesn't want to be around her dad, and he is only too grateful to have her by his side in an excursion through the mountains of a wildlife reserve park to their ultimate destination. The state of a rich family big in the pharmaceutical industry. The nature of why he is there has something to do with him wanting to get the family to hire him as their lawyer for some venture that I was a little unclear on. It doesn't matter because the real meat and potatoes of this movie has to do with a unicorn that they drive over and apparently kill, or do they, on their way to the estate. I won't go much more into the specifics, but obviously there are some interesting things that happen that don't make sense after the accident involving said unicorn. Going back to Will Poulter, he is a standout performance in a plethora of other great cast performances.
Whatever it is, it seems to be the cure for cancer.
Cancer? That's the biggest one.
Will plays Shepard, who is the heir to a pharmaceutical company which Elliot hopes to get in the good graces of. By the way, why are rich kids notoriously named Shepard, or Shep for short? Will is hilariously referred to as Sheppy Poo by his mother Belinda, played by the pragmatic Tia Leone.
That horn was rather girthsome.
And the many shenanigans that play out through the movie due to a certain magical creature. Now, when I say pragmatic, I use the word loosely because the rich family, headed by the sixth CEO of the pharmaceutical company, Odell, played by a stern Richard E. Grant, think that they are doing God's work when ultimately it's hilariously only for their own greed. The casting was well thought out because everyone is solid and they each fit together like a puzzle. On top of that, all you sci-fi nerds will rejoice because this movie spoofs a lot of the all-time great sci-fi movies.
The bitch is back.
There is an alien motion tracker that is wonderfully mimicked here.
Can't be, that's inside the room.
It's reading right, man, look.
Well, you're not reading it right.
5 meters, man. 4. What the hell?
Not only that, but I have a sneaking suspicion that it is no coincidence that Ortega's character is named very closely to Ripley, who we all know is Sigourney Weaver's titular character in the Alien franchise. Although Ridley is the name of the main boss of the iconic video game series Metroid, which borrows heavily from the alien mythos. So maybe the association is supposed to be through there. Then you got subtle winks to E.T. Paul Rudd's character is named Elliot, which is a weak argument, but there is another thing in Death of a Unicorn that references E.T.
Oh, God!
Elliot.
What?
Elliot?
I won't say what, but it's there. And then Jurassic Park is clearly a reference point as well, so if you are into these things, you will appreciate and even enjoy Death of a Unicorn that much more. It helps that the movie is funny and there's an underlying message of corporate greed trying to mess with something that humans aren't ready to handle. Very reminiscent of Companion's theme that I will let you examine in my review of that movie. The CGI may put some off, but it didn't bother me because I was invested with the characters and the overall message that Death of a Unicorn was going for. This is a dark comedy that balanced comedy and darkness in equal measure better than The Monkey.
It must be vanquished. Why don't you vanquish it, huh, Bill? Wait.
There's a surprise gruesomeness in this movie that I wasn't expecting, which came off as refreshing here and not as there just for the sake of being there and not in service of the script, which I think was a problem for The Monkey and is why I enjoyed this movie more than that one. There are a few hokey moments here and there that will have some saying that didn't have to be there and would have made the film better if they had been excluded. Overall, I really enjoyed The Death of a Unicorn. There's almost a Beetlejuice playfulness in its DNA that I appreciated. I'm giving Death of a Unicorn an 8 out of 10. Guys, what do you think of the movie? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. It really helps the channel so much. See you next time when we venture into the void.